Good evening and welcome to BCN News. Our top story tonight, the Minister for Finance and Planning, Crosley Tatui, announced the budget address in the third sitting of the Legislative Assembly meeting with a total appropriation of $32,504,000. The estimated total recurrent expenditure of NUE's 2020 to 2021 national budget stands at $31,082,000. The estimated total recurrent revenue stands at $25,270,000. NUE's funded investment and development is $1,322,000, while the total funded capital is $100,000. The budget deficit is at $7,234,000. The first and second reading of the appropriation bill was passed in yesterday's Assembly sitting and has been referred to the Public Accounts Committee. The order paper of the Fono Ekepule yesterday was not completed, so a number of motions will be debated in the next sitting.
They go back, no bonuses.
Honourable Terry Ko submitted 3 motions. The first motion put forth to the Fono Ekepule called for overtime to be paid to public servants instead of taking time off in lieu was supported by the House, which was carried and supported by the Fono. However, his motion for the government to stagger the working week so that the government can still open on Fridays, this motion was not supported. The majority of the members said that the people are used to not working on Fridays, many of whom support the 4-day week so public servants can use their Fridays off to contribute to their community obligations. The motion was seconded by Honourable Jacobson, who told the Fono that she understands from the interventions of the majority of the members that it would be politically foolish to support something that will risk their positions. Jacobson, in paraphrasing a famous quote by the late US President John Kennedy, reminded the House of "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." Terry Ko told BCN News that the motion was not for public servants to return to the 5-day week, but to stagger their 4 days so that the government can open on Fridays. Ko's third motion, calling to abolish the practice of paying bonuses to public servants in favor of a fair salary and appropriate reward system, was not supported. Early in the meeting and during the budget address by the Minister of Finance, Honourable Crosley Tatui reiterated the constitutional role and responsibility of the Public Service Commission to ensure the effective and efficient management of the public service, in which the government will continue to support as one of its key priorities. And Member of Parliament Terry Ko has raised his concerns over the national budget.
The budget that's been given to us in the Assembly has not been vetted by the departments. And the department should do their own cutting, not the PAC committee. So they should have been recommended to cut their budgets by 5 or 10 or 15%, whatever is decided. And they don't need to cut the salaries. They leave the salaries at their present scale, but they need to reduce the employment numbers coming into the public service, and also the amounts like the bonuses and that paid to people, that will save money.
Ko also shared his concerns in regards to the construction of the new power station at Kaimisi.
I'm really concerned because there's been no discussion about it coming to that area in Kaimisi, and I would like to make sure that we've got an EIA, environmental inspection done on it, and by the outside people, because that so close to the hospital. And it doesn't matter how much they try and soundproof the motors, the exhaust will still come out, and the fumes and the dust, the noise, and also the pollution, the soot that comes from the exhaust.
The former Premier Sir Toke Talangi was medevaced to New Zealand on Tuesday night for medical treatment. This was officially announced by the Premier, Honourable Delton Tangilangi, in the Niue Legislative Assembly yesterday morning, wishing him well in his recovery. An air ambulance arrived on Tuesday evening around 6. Director General of Health and Social Services Gayleen Tasmania confirmed to BCN News that the former Premier was airlifted to Auckland Hospital. Sir Toke Talangi has been ill in health and has previously undergone medical treatment in New Zealand. And finally, the Asian Development Bank stands ready to assist Niue in mitigating the impacts of COVID-19. ADB President Masatsungu Asakawa and the Premier of Niue, Dalton Tangilangi, on Tuesday, July 8th, discussed how ADB can continue to support Niue as it mitigates the impacts of the coronavirus disease pandemic. The ADB President congratulated the Honorable Tangilangi on his election in June and the government's proactive efforts to prevent an outbreak in the country, which remains free of COVID-19. Asakawa also commended the government of Niue's finance response package for responding to COVID-19 and associated economic and fiscal challenges. ADB stands ready to support the government through technical and advisory assistance or emergency support through the Asia Pacific Disaster Response Fund. On 13th April, ADB announced an enhanced package of $20 billion to help its members cope with the COVID-19 pandemic, which helped to provide Niue with $93,000 for essential medical supplies and equipment, including COVID-19 test kits, personal protective equipment, and ventilators. According to ADB, Niue is eligible for more assistance from ADB to combat COVID-19 should it be needed. Niue became ADB's 68th member in March 2019. ADB is supporting an assessment of government's public financial management systems and a study to improve Niue's main port. And that's BCN News for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Do join us same time next Monday. Until then, you have a safe weekend.